According to Kylie's mum, there is honour in silence. But what does she mean by that? We're hearing more and more things creeping out from the woodwork now. And to be honest, when I hear that someone's parents have come out and thrown somebody under the bus, at this stage, I kind of just think this is a bit like closing the stable door after the horse has bolted. Because when it truly mattered and things could make a difference, nobody had anything to say. Nobody cared. It was all about keeping quiet. You know, the parents telling the kids not to say anything. The police coming and saying, oh, do please come and speak to us. We'll forget all of the bad stuff that you did. We're not interested in the drinking and the things like that. And I say, hold on a second. Because even if you now deem that this is an accident, let's go down that route and let's please all the people that feel that this was indeed an accident. Now, if this was an accident, now you can bet your bollocks to a barn dance that a contributory factor in that is going to be alcohol. So what does it mean then? Does it mean that Truckee and the residents of Truckee, that the parents and the kids and everything, they're exempt from the law? That they can do whatever they want to do because it's tradition, it's something that they've done for 20 years. You know, allowed the kids to do what they want to do, drive illegally, drink illegally, you know, you stay where you drop. And because it's this tradition, it is just okay. It's just one of those things. It's, you know, it's almost like it's part of the territory. You know, if you play with a knife, you're going to catch a blade at some point, that kind of thing. And you think to yourself, it can't be like that. You know, I get so angry. And, you know, we get a lot of shade thrown at us, the true crime community. You know, whether it be creators, whether it be you guys who subscribers and watchers of the channels, and you have your own opinions and you voice those opinions and you get jumped on for having them. But how did we get here? How do we get into a place where people can lose their lives because of whether it be a lack of parenting? A lack of parenting. I can't put it any other way than that. Or the fundamentals of being a good friend being devoid. You know, we're seemingly seeing a bunch of people who they just don't care. And because of that not caring, paired with the enabling of being allowed to do things that are illegal for a reason, that's just fine. I'm bewildered. I'm absolutely bewildered by it. And that's why people are so angry. You know, people say to me that, you know, you can't say things about the mum. You know, she's a victim. How the fuck is Kylie's mum a victim? In what world is it that a parent can allow their child to drive illegally, drink illegally, allow them to go to this party with no supervision, no following up properly? I mean, texting isn't following up or keeping tabs, is it? Anybody can send a text. You know, Sammy could have been sending a text from Kylie's phone pretending to be Kylie. I'm not saying that's what happened, but she could. Someone could have kidnapped Kylie and took her phone and text a message. How many times do we see in films where when someone has done something, they will utilise the phone to make it look like this person is alive way after they are? And they'll do that by texting certain people, you know, interacting with people, pretending to be them. It's in fucking films. And we're seeing that shit here. You know, I didn't want this video to be a rant. But It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that when I look at this case and I see the way that it's heading, and I could be wrong. Look, I could be wrong, and law enforcement are doing everything they can in the background. But what do we know about law enforcement? What we know so far is that they didn't find Kiely's vehicle. That vehicle was in approximately 14 feet of water. It's not that the car was 14 feet deep. The water depth was approximately 14 feet. And they missed it. They didn't see it. And, you know, there'll be an argument either way. Some people say they wouldn't have seen it. Some people will swear blind they should have seen it. I know, and I've heard from other people who do diving, they've been on diving courses, and they have said that that car should have been seen. We've had information coming out that searchers were told they couldn't go beyond 25 feet from the shore. I don't know how true that is, but this is stuff that has been out in the atmosphere for us to breathe in. We've also seen that the recovery of the vehicle was not done with any care or respect. The stuff was left strewn across the floor of the reservoir and left for a member of the public to collect. And now we're hearing that there's a potential that Kiely's vehicle, the lights were seen in the reservoir and someone had called 911 and that wasn't taken seriously either. So I do sincerely apologise for not 100% trusting law enforcement to give this case its due diligence. But I do have to ask the question that even if they come back to us and say, look, Kiely died as a result of an accident and a contributory factor was alcohol, whose head's going to roll? Or is nobody's head's going to roll? And it's going to be because that's just the trucky way. There's an honour in silence. An honour in silence. Is it an honour in silence? Or is it a case of if you keep your mouth shut and don't say anything, they can't do anything? We'll all keep quiet, we'll all keep our mouths shut, and what can happen to us? That is arrogance. There is arrogance in silence, and everybody around this girl, this poor, poor girl who lost her life, because nobody gave enough of a care to make sure she got home safe. That's what it boils down to, and that's if it was just an accident. Nobody cared enough to make sure that she was safe. They didn't care whether she went to this party and she was safe at the party. They didn't care if she got home safe. They didn't care enough to keep her alive. And the mother's comment to that is there is an honour in silence. Which to me, like I say, and I'll say it again, it is just a case of keep your mouth shut, don't say anything, and what can anyone do?